Hello everyone, my name is Jason and I am an ISFP. You are watching my ISFP journey. Thank you for watching. I do ask that you would please consider subscribing if you have not already. And to all of you who have, thank you very much for doing so. This is the third video in this series that I'm doing that is trying to sort of take a look at the core identity or the core purpose of each of the 16 personality types. And the way that I'm doing this is I am looking at the groupings that different types get put in and overlaying them together to see whether or not, when those groupings and those identities get overlaid together, if we can narrow down on a sort of a central theme or a central identity for a particular type. And if you want to hear a little bit more about that, you can go back and watch the ISFP video that I did, the ISTP video that I did. But the idea here is that as I have studied personality type theory, I've seen these theories, these ideas, that certain personality types that have parts in common can sort of be lumped together and in a way defined, okay, as a loose definition. So what I want to do today, or in this video, is talk about this concept as it pertains to the INFP, all right? So INFPs, one of the groupings that they fall into is the NF category. And I've seen two different ideas of grouping NFs, okay? So one of the ideas of grouping the NFs is that NFs are dreamers or idealists. Now, another definition that I've seen for the NF grouping is that NFs are those who value, that's that feeling function, they value something in the abstract world, okay? That's the intuition function. So NFs are dreamers, idealists who are finding value, identifying the value of things in the abstract world, which could be things like ideas, concepts, all right? Now, the other thing that is true about INFPs is that they fall into another category, that being the category of the IPs. Now, the IPs, all of them, ISFP, ISTP, INFP, INTP, all of the IPs have as their primary human need the need for significance, the need for being a significant participant or contributor to the world or to the human race or to their particular group. Now, IPs can, and this might be slightly more ISFP and ISTP than INFP, but IPs in general can oftentimes see that they have value. They can oftentimes know that they have something to contribute to the world. IPs do not generally need the group or the people around them to validate them or to tell them, hey, you are valuable. Now, we all like to hear people say you're valuable, but IPs generally can see their own self-worth without anyone necessarily telling them that they're valuable. Nevertheless, IPs naturally want to show that they have that value that they believe themselves to have. So an INFP is going to want to demonstrate to the world and provide to the world a contribution that proves that the INFP is significant, is unique, has something to offer. So when we take these three concepts of the NFs being dreamers and idealists, and the NFs valuing ideas in the abstract world. And this idea that IPs have a deep need for significance. When we take all of these concepts and we overlay them on top of one another, we can blend them together to create sort of a definition of the core need, the core identity of the INFP. So what would that look like? Well, let's flesh it out a little bit. The INFP is dreaming, if you will, of an ideal world. Maybe they're realistic enough to know that it won't be a perfect world, but it could be a better world than what we have. It could be a better set of ideas, or it could be the society, the group, the world could be made better. That's the dreaming and the idealistic aspect of the INFP, all right? They're dreaming of a more ideal world, ideal society, ideal situation, and they are seeing that the possibility of it by valuing ideas. So they're looking at the ideas that are out there on the spectrum of ideas, the spectrum of concepts, the spectrum of theories. All right, and they're saying, here is an idea that is of great value. Here is an idea that is of great value. And here's another one. Now, what the INFP then will seek to do, based on these definitions, is take these ideas, all right, blend them together in such a way that they have a mix of valuable ideas coming together to create a dream possibility that is very idealistic, and then they present that to the group. They present that to the world. Why? To show that they have significance. They are demonstrating their significance to the world and to the group by presenting to the group the valuable ideas that, if implemented by the group, could lead to a more idealistic society that the INFP can see in their dreams. It may not be a society. It could just be like, here are my ideas for my family. And if we would implement these ideas as a family, because these are valuable ideas, then we could come out on the other end with a more idealistic family setting, which I have seen in my dreams, not in my sleeping dreams, but in my dreaming about the possibilities. And by presenting this to the family, these ideas and the possibilities and what could be if these were implemented, the INFP is demonstrating his or her value, his or her significance to the group. These definitions, NFs being idealists and dreamers, check, that's true. NFs valuing things in the idealistic or the abstract world, check, that's true. IPs having a need to demonstrate their significance in the world, check, true. All three things are true of the INFP. And all three things, when they come together, give us a better rounded definition of what the INFP is all about. Dreaming amazing things and then valuing the ideas in the abstract world that, when put together, can be rolled out into a more idealistic society or setting or situation. And because they've given that to us, we, as non-INFPs, can see their value, all right? Now, I think a great example of this would be someone that I have seen typed as an INFP. I haven't watched enough interviews to come to any conclusion on what I think, but I've seen Martin Luther King Jr. typed as an INFP at times. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but what he did fits this definition very well of an INFP. You know, we all are familiar with his I Have a Dream speech. He dreamed of a society that was far more idealistic than the society that he was currently living in. He had valued ideas in the abstract world. Why are ideas of racial equality abstract? Because it didn't exist, right? This was an abstract concept in his time because it did not exist, all right? So he is valuing these abstract ideas of racial equality and of a society where people live in harmony with one another regardless of their skin color, all abstract concepts that did not exist during his lifetime, okay? He is valuing these ideas, dreaming of a better time, a more idealistic situation, and he presents these ideas out to the world, and that is a demonstration of the significance that he has to offer the world. He was a very significant human being. He provided a great significance to our society because his idealistic concepts and the ideas that he valued and then presented to us as a society were able to move things, get things going. They created a movement that led to better times. I know where things are not perfect there, and I'm not now, but they're better. And because of his dreaming and his ability to value ideas and then roll them out to the world, he demonstrated his significance. He demonstrated his value. He demonstrated what he had to offer to the world. All right. Another example of someone who's typed as an INFP regularly is J.R.R. Tolkien. He dreamed of this amazing land of Lord of the Rings, all right? And in many ways, there's an idealism in that because even though there was good and evil, the evil ultimately is defeated in favor of the good. And he values these ideas that we see presented in the Lord of the Rings books of good and evil and good conquering evil and people standing up for what is right. And, you know, like Samwise saying there's some good in this world and it's worth fighting for. That's an abstract idea that has great value, but it needs to be plucked out of the land of abstraction and presented to the world. And the one who presents it to the world is providing significance to the world. That's what Sam does when he says that there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. Sam is demonstrating his significance. He demonstrates his significance in many ways throughout Lord of the Rings, but he's demonstrating his significance through showing the world the value of an idea that is in the abstract but can be manifested into the physical world. That is the heart and soul of what the INFP is all about. That's what the INFP needs to be able to do. If we prevent INFPs from doing that by not valuing their contribution, then, you know, that's really sad because they have something great to contribute to us in that they are able to find the ideas that are valuable and give them to us so that we can change and be better people and be better families and be a better society. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you found it entertaining, useful, positive, something of value. If you did, please give it a like. I do, again, ask that you would please subscribe to this channel. And please keep on watching as I've done. This is the third of the IPs. And my next one will be the INTP. And then that will probably be it for this weekend. And then next weekend, I'll probably try to work on another subset of types, okay? Thank you so much. Again, I really appreciate you. Have an awesome day. Bye now.